Hello, listeners. This is Mia at Sideline Pass. We have the incredible honor this morning of speaking with NBA Hall of Famer and nine-time All-Star Dominique Wilkins, better known as the Human Highlight Film. How are you this morning?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, I am doing well. We are so excited to have you. You are a fan favorite still to this day, no matter who comes in the league after you. How do you feel about all of that adoration that you get?
It's just the relationships that you've built with your fans over the years, and the image that you projected that really makes people want to be a part of you. So I'm very fortunate to have that.
Okay, I know people still are trying to live up to some of those fabulous dunks that you did, that windmill dunk. How long did it take you to perfect those?
That's nothing I really thought about. It was all spontaneous, nothing I ever worked on. It was just a part of my game.
Oh, really? So you weren't one of those ones out there practicing, making sure?
No. Never went to a gym and hiding out so people couldn't find out my secrets.
All righty. So it was just natural. That's great to hear. That is awesome. So with all of that celebrity and the fan status, how do you feel today when fans approach you with questions about some of those epic battles that you had when you were in the league?
It's great when people come and talk to you about that. It just shows, again, the history that you left, behind, and people for people to follow. And that's why I'm very focused on some of the things that I'm doing now, which is being involved with diabetes, taking some of that same approach and some of the same relationships to help build a connection with people living with diabetes. And that's why I've teamed up with Novo Nordisk to build and create our own dream teams where people can have a outlet and different information they can access to build their own dream team. So right now we're sending people to our website, which is the dreamteam.com website, where they can get healthy tips, where they can download our coach's clipboard and get detailed information, really great resources on diet tips as far as recipes, also exercise tips as well as medication.
So with that, and when you get a chance to speak to a lot of the young athletes today, what do you tell them about taking care of themselves post-basketball? I know that when you were diagnosed with diabetes and when your father and grandfather passed away, it was pretty traumatic for you. Mm-hmm. So what do you tell the young players about that?
Well, the thing is that everyone should get screened so you can have a blueprint of your health. So if something goes wrong, you know how to fix it. And it's what you do now that really dictates what you become in the future. And that's the thing that's very important to me, to make sure that you look at your health a lot more closely, even more so when you was a player. Because when you're a player, you're in such great shape that a disease like diabetes is very hard to detect. So you got to find healthy ways once that career is over to manage diabetes. So it's very important that you create your own dream teams. And those are the people around you that keep you healthy, like your doctor, your podiatrist, your physical trainer, your nutritionist, and people within community, people within your own family. All these people working together to help build your own team.
That's great. So what about now with some of the, I want to switch to basketball here just for a second. Mm-hmm. What about some of these young players and the activism that they're taking in? Derrick Rose and Kobe Bryant, they're using their celebrity to bring attention to causes, just as you're doing right now. What do you think about the flack that they're getting for that?
Well, you can't worry about that as a player. You're doing something to help people, so you can't care about what others think when you're trying to do something positive for people who need your help. So to use that celebrity image in helping people create an awareness program to help others live better with their lives, that's what this is about. That's what we're here for.
Chris Paul says that he still has his Dominique Wilkins jersey, and that's his favorite. So what do you think of your role as a guide for some of these young players, and what is the single piece of advice that you give to them when they seek you out?
Well, it's great to have these guys look up to you because it lets you know you did something right. But the thing that I tell all young people is that work on the things you're most uncomfortable with. That's what's going to make you a better player. That's going to make you a better person.
and your two sons that were there at your Hall of Fame induction speech, Isaiah and Jacob. Do you see basketball in the future for them?
They can't help it. It's a part of their life. They have no choice, really. But it's something that's kind of been embedded in them. That's nothing I push on my kids. That's a part of them.
And, speaking of the family issue, we want to go ahead and talk about the Diabetes Initiative. Do you talk to them yet about the health and the diabetes issues that you have right now? How do you deal with that with the family?
It's a big family discussion. And my brother, who just found out he was a diabetic 3 days ago, and now is living some of them same problems. So it's a major discussion. He's more so a discussion now because he's a diabetic. But it's a discussion that people need to have because it's a serious problem. And again, accessing that information on our website, the diabetesdreamteam.com website, will give people those options and help them have healthier discussions on how they manage it through diet, exercise, and medication.
So how do you stay in such great shape? We see pictures of you and you still look awesome. Still look like you go out there on the court and take a few of these players today. So how do you stay in such great shape?
Well, I'm not going to go quite that far, but I do the necessary things. I manage my disease very, consistently. I make sure I have some sort of physical activity. I have a workout routine that I'm comfortable with, that works for me, and I shoot like 100, 150 shots with my sons. And also I make sure I take my medication like my doctor prescribed.
So the medication regimen is very, very important, I'm sure, as well as the food regimen. Are you very strict with your diet?
Well, I think all three are equally important. The medication is definitely an important component for me, as well as my diet and exercise. But you can't have one without the other.
Great. We have a couple of questions here before we wrap up that I want to make sure I get in. Speaking of fathers, I did ask my dad, because you're one of his favorites, what he'd want to know. And he wanted to know if you ever felt the pressure to live up to the human highlight reel ideal, or did you ever feel you could just go play basketball?
No, I never thought about it. I mean, I never felt like I needed to live up to that because that's who I was. And I was a guy who always liked to play with pressure, so it wasn't like I had to do anything extra to live up to that nickname. It was just who I was.
And the second question is, what's in your man cave? I heard that you say you have that 21 Dunk Street poster that's your favorite, and that's in your man cave. What else is down there? I
can't tell you everything that's in my man cave. It's just,
oh, come on now. I thought we were...
I have to come and gag you if I tell you everything.
Okay, all righty. Well, before we get out of here and let you go, do you want to do one last plug for the program and the Dream Team?
Yeah, we appreciate you guys having us on, but we encourage you to go to the website, the diabetesdreamteam.com website. You'll find some fun stuff, some detailed information, and how to build your own dream team.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time this morning. I think we've run up on our final spot, and we are so excited, and we hope to run it up against you again.
Thank you. Pleasure.